thing. Don't like it's not. Don't be a robot. You gotta like wait a second. Let me move this around, flip it, boom. What's up? Why you gotta get all awkward? Oh man, these your people. These your people. This ain't my people. These your people. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, man. We excited. This is exciting.
Yeah. Honestly.
Look, so this is my nephew Jaylen. We're waiting on his photos to get back. He got braids and stuff like that. He real cool. You know what I mean? Jody's like tiptoeing behind us, but I'm actually really excited because my last PhotoWalk episode, I dedicated it to you. But now I have you here, and I had an idea. We were talking yesterday when we went on our drive. Hopefully we get those photos back at some point. But when we were on our drive, I started to think about what your experience is starting to become as you're kind of diving into photography. And I would be really, really interested to hear like what photography is starting to mean to you.
Well, before I started photography, like I would go places and the things I would see, it was, if I go to like a city or something like Sacramento, it's cool, but I'm not really taking it in. Like, I think I'm not taking it in fully. And so when I started like photography, I think it slows like the way you look around at the world, and I just take in a lot more.
What do you mean by that?
The nature, it definitely encapsulates like the moment that you're in.
Right. What was really interesting to me is I gave you a camera because I always thought it'd be really, really cool to do a photo walk with you. You know what I mean? Because I have my other nephews, because I have like 3 other nephews, and it's great. Desmond, Zayden, and Malcolm. But they're also young, so they're not necessarily at the age where it's like I can hand them a camera and let them go. I mean, I can with Malcolm because he's 13, but the other 2 are still babies. But pivoting back, I was always really, really interested to be able to see if I could teach. Photography is something that I think is so self-driven, but if you like, as long as you understand the tools and you can connect with people along the way, you can become whatever type of artist you want to be. Like, I think photography is a gateway. And yesterday, as I was observing you, like, I gave you a couple tips when we went to the baseball game. Then I gave you a couple tips maybe yesterday, maybe a little bit, because I know we went to Sharkfin Cove. But one of the things I was the most proud of is watching you be in full discovery mode. Like, I don't think you were like aware of when you were taking pictures. There was a certain point when you were taking pictures in San Francisco where I watched you do things that I don't do. Like, I'm really shy, so I talk a lot and it comes off like I'm not. I'm really, really shy. And one of the things I noticed is you weren't really afraid to walk up to people to take pictures, or like walk up and get in people's space and take pictures. And actually, I heard yesterday somebody was throwing a baseball. It was like, "Oh, he taking pictures?" You know what I mean? And you kind of leaned into it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's been the thing that has been really, really inspiring to me, watching you kind of break rules that I've made for myself and just be freer with that. Can you talk to me about what's it been like just exploring the idea of taking pictures?
I honestly, I don't want to say I'm like obsessed with it, but it's definitely really intriguing. Kind of, I don't want to word this without sounding like weird.
Well, it's not weird. Every artist I know is a little weird. Like, I think you got to be a little off to create something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm 100% normal by any stretch of imagination. I told you when we were getting something to eat, I see and picture. So, you know what I mean? Like, I can turn around and be like, oh, that's a really cool photo. And to keep it moving, right? It's like, that's how I perceive it. So don't worry, but don't police yourself. Say what you want to say.
Well, I think it's cool to kind of like stop and look at something that any normal person would just, well, I don't want to say normal. That's a strong word to use.
Right.
But somebody would just walk past and not even think about it. but I'm stopping and looking at it, and I'm like, this is art. You know, I can turn this into something, and I think it'll be probably great.
Do you feel restricted by any means when you're taking pictures? Because you're shooting on film. Some people start on digital. I started on digital, then transitioned into film. And my thought process was, as I got older and I'm teaching it, I was like, I think the best way to become the photographer that you want to be or learn your skill set is through film, because it's a constant investment. Right? So we buy film, we shoot film, we develop film, we look at it, and we do it better the next time, right? But, you know, you're also limited to like 24 to 36 shots. Do you feel the limitation when you shoot, or do you feel free either way?
I feel free. I think I feel free either way. And honestly, I like having to make your shot count. I think it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, I shoot fast. Like I shot 2 rolls, and I told you yesterday one of the challenges was be more intentional with your shooting, and I think you were really, really intentional up until the point where we dropped off the film today. But I like that. I like to hear that you're like, yeah, nah, it's cool. Do you feel like too much access to everything can hurt your art? I mean, you just started photography 2 weeks ago. But do you think if you had too much access, it would diminish your art? Or do you think the opposite of that?
I think the opposite, honestly. I think that... I mean, I'm just starting off. So, I mean, I want to get anything I can.
Right.
Pretty much. But I feel like I couldn't have too much as of now. But that could change. As of now, I think that'll be great.
Like I said, I think when I watch you do this thing where you pick up your camera, you're looking, and then you put it back down and you're like, okay, nah. And I was like, yo, what you keep on picking it up and down for? You're like, I'm just trying to see if I see something. And I love just the discovery of what that is. Like, it's like listening to, remember we just listened to Good Kid, Mad City the other day for the first time? Yeah. That's how I'm watching you do photography. So I'm watching you discover art for, like, at least in my perspective. I mean, you play music, you want to sing, but like, with photography, I'm watching you pick it up, and then you're making choices. Like, what goes in your mind when you talk about making a good photo? Like, what do you think makes a good photo?
In my opinion, I think a good photo is something that encaptures what caught your eye in that moment. I think you told me something about that when you first gave me the camera, and it really stuck with me. I try to keep it in mind. I just try to keep in like mind to kind of get everything that you're looking at. When you see something, you're like, that would be a good picture. Like trying to get all of that. And I mean, when you're looking at the picture, you would want it to look like what you saw.
Right.
Yeah.
I think like you're from Yuba City. So Yuba City, whenever I was telling you, I think Yuba City is a beautiful city. It's a little bit of middle of nowhere, but I think it has so much character, and it's such a good place to develop your skill set. But I also think being able to, again, I think your first role, you have shots at a baseball game, your first baseball game. You went to the Golden Gate Bridge. Did we take pictures at Shark Fin Cove there, or that's your second role?
That was, was that my second role? Or did I finish my second role?
I think you may have finished your second role there. But I say all that to say, I think what's really, really cool, or like what's tight, is you're getting a plethora of like worldview, right? So yeah, you have small town stuff, but then you also have, okay, cool, we're driving the coast. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I always say, if you can't find the beauty in your backyard, you're going to have a hard time seeing the beauty in the world. So I think right now you're getting a mixture of both of those things. You got to find the beauty at home. So when you're actually shooting in the real world, you're like, okay, that's beautiful because it's beautiful. I've made a choice. Not because it's like a ooh and the wow. It's no, I find this beautiful because I could find similarities to home. You know what I mean? Yeah. If like, I think, I'm your uncle. Like, I think for me, like, everything is like how I create. I try to create when I'm shooting people. I'm trying to shoot people with this idea of I'm trying to make them look like the best version of themselves they've ever seen. Right? Like, through my eyes. Again, that don't mean that somebody else can't take the great photo, but through my eyes, I want you to see yourself way different. But then like when I'm doing street photography or I'm taking pictures of landscapes, there's always something connected to me being back home, being here, right? Like I'm looking for something that feels familiar, even if it's somewhere in the middle of nowhere, even if it's somewhere in the middle of the coast. And I think if you understand the beauty of where you're from, when you're taking pictures other places, I think you'll be able to pull some of that stuff out. Like, ooh, what feels familiar when I'm shooting? That makes sense?
Yes, I'm really excited to go back home and shoot. That is something I'm pretty excited
Yeah.
I do want to go back and shoot.
The funny thing is, today when we were dropping off your film, you were like, I was like, we were looking at the film and I forgot. I'm like, oh, you don't have any more film to shoot. And you got real quiet. You was like, I was like, you need some film, huh? You like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, let's get you some film. Because meanwhile, I got a whole bunch of film over there because I'm making 2 videos next week. But you know, I think this is something I'm really, really excited to like share with you and do with you, because I think I'm like the Funkle. Yeah, I'm kind of fun. You know what I mean? I think I'm really boring, but you make me feel young. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I just want you to be able to have access to all the things, right? Like when we talk about going to college, when we talk about exploring art, when we talk about, like, you might do photography, really, really enjoy it, and then maybe pivot into doing film, like movies. You might pivot and say, you know what? I did that. I want to figure out how to build a camera from scratch. Like, you might want to get into engineering. You never know, but I want to make sure I'm the catalyst or a part of your support system in regards to community to build on whatever skill sets you want. You feel me? Yeah. Anything else I could do better?
No.
Anything you need from me?
No.
Well, you made a new Instagram. We still workshopping the name. But with all that, I'm gonna make sure we put your Instagram on the bottom of the video, whatever, the YouTube stuff, because I think it's gonna be really, really important for people to see your journey through photography. Yeah. Any last words you want to say to people?
If you aren't already doing photography, I suggest get into it.
That's what you're giving them. Yeah. Again, you right now through this video, so like we're doing this, it's gonna be like photos. My photos and your photos popping and prompting through this. So they're gonna be seeing some of the great stuff that you're shooting. I'm really excited. I want your film back today so I can see it. But this is great. This is, I guess, a photo walk video, episode number 8. And I got to share it with my nephew. Love you, boy. Oh, that was great.